Peace. So ever since we've been here, you know, under the guise of the process and under the guise of the institution of slavery, even to that institution of slavery, to get to that point, there's been conspiracy. You know what I mean? A lot of time people say, well, quote unquote, so-called Black America, everything is in a conspiracy. You hear your own people tell you that, Negroes, man, is just too conspiratorial. Well, let me explain something to you. We have a reason to be in that thought process, because if you know history, you know and understand that our people have been conspired against since we've been here. That's no lie. So let's take a look at that. First of all, what is conspiracy? A conspiracy is when you have a secret plan launched by a group of individuals or people that will cause some unlawful or harmful things to occur. You understand what I'm saying? And this is conspiracy. And this is what has been happening to our people. See, quote unquote, I put on my Facebook post today that so-called Black America is an experiment, a scientific experiment that is still undergoing its scientific endeavors for those who are holding the experiment, you know what I'm saying, and working the experiment. You know what I mean? So when I speak about conspiracy, the ideal is to make you think and understand and take a look at your own self and your history in reference to dealing with this particular society. Now, we know that there's been medical experiments on us. We know about the Tuskegee experiment and all of these different types of things. But there are also so many other subtle experiments with music, with video and images. You understand what I'm saying? With work, employment, and vice versa. They test things, and we are the test market. You understand what I'm saying? Us. So, when you look at the things as the projects, a project is a test or an experiment where people live also. And inside of that living environment is a test or an experiment. They bottle you in, they circle you in. There's only one way in, there's only one way out, and so on and so forth. Every project has the quickest execution routes from throughways and interstates and to throughways and interstates. You understand? So in case of martial law or warfare, they can come right into the projects because every project has a link right to the throughways or the highways or the infrastructure, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? So when we look at this big conspiracy thing, we have to know what it is and understand that there are some people that are systematically attempting to destroy you. And we can see the conspiracy through the things that we hear. The war on drugs, the war on guns, and so on and so forth. All of these wars are particularly centered around us. You understand? We got the big thing of organ trafficking right now. Been going on. I mean, it was going on back in the 80s. The Atlanta child murders was about trafficking. And Wayne Williams wasn't the killer. You understand what I'm saying? So we have seen this particular manifest continue to happen and happen and happen. Our people have been consistently conspired against all the time because this country is built on the destruction of us. It is built on our maintenance of staying at a low state, socio-economically, spiritually, mentally, educationally, so on and so forth. If they keep us at a particular position, that means that they can continue to conspire and carry out their works. But see, the conspiracy doesn't work without people who look like us aiding those who are putting in the conspiracies or who are acting out these particular types of, lethal ways to do their things. Vaccination is a big part of the conspiracy right now. Vaccination. And this is a world thing. You know what I mean? It's not only affecting our people now, it's affecting their own people because someone is trying to survive. And that is the method that they can survive, is to create depopulation and so on and so forth. It's conspiracies all around us. There are people conspiring all day long to destroy the planet and to destroy the people and the inhabitants on it. They'll use things such as propaganda for race wars, or they're trying to attempt a race war or a religious war or a class war. But the point of the matter is this is all conspiracy. This is all about plots. You understand? And when you have plots and when you have conspiracy, if the conspiracy is carried out properly in certain executions, you will see something called trauma result. First of all, slavery itself was a traumatic process. You understand? And trauma is something that is instilled by an event, a circumstance or situation that was very atrocious. That was very brutal and savage and so on and so forth. Something that can happen to you physically that traumatizes you so much that it begins to affect your genetic makeup and the way you think, as well as affecting your own spiritual and mental processes. See, our people have been so victimized and so traumatized that we hate religion, and we are spiritual people. That's what we come from, but we hate religion. You've been taught to hate religion because, see, if you know and understand anything about that, in that way of thinking, if you have a belief in whatever you believe in, make that belief fit your cultural manifest. See, the problem is you hate religion is because you don't know your own culture. You don't know your own understanding of what you believe. You don't even know you don't know yourself, and you don't want to know yourself because that's how the conspiracy works. That's the ideal of the conspiracy. Don't get caught up in the past. Those things don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Work for now. You know what I'm saying? See now. Don't worry about the past. But see, those who don't know the past are condemned to repeat it. You understand what I'm saying? So this is important that you know the past because the Jews will never let you talk about the Holocaust. They will never repeat that event because they know the past and they will never let you forget it. And that was a conspiracy. You understand what I'm saying? And they revealed the conspiracy and they continue to let you see how revealed it is. But we got tons of conspiracies in our community. We're undergoing them all day long. You understand? The way when you look at the quote unquote rap music and other things, you're looking at all types of experiments and you're looking at the people who are aiding in the experiment. You understand? So we have to begin to recognize and know that there is something going on. And there is something or someone out here that is utilizing your makeup, your biology, your DNA, whatever they can get their hands on to destroy you. You understand? It's a conspiracy. It's always been a conspiracy when it comes to our people. It's always been that. And if you say that we too conspiratorial, then something is wrong with you because history shows you what the conspiracy is, and history shows you that there are people who planned and plotted to do the things that they have done to us. And there are people on our side, again, who aid them. And there are people on our side who understands the conspiracy and is trying to wake people up and share this information with them. But a lot of times it's too responsible and accountable to get this information because then you can't live in the illusion of niggerdom. You can't be a Negro no more. And the thing is, some of us like being Negroes. And on that note, that's a conspiracy too. Stop being a Negro because that's an indoctrinated way of thinking and that's a taught process. And so is poverty and so is the ghetto. All states of mind. And these states of mind are manifestation of physical trauma, which takes place through a certain event and affects you mentally for generations. And then once it affects you mentally, it acts out again physically and it shows and it shows and it's a cycle and it's a cycle. And yeah, it's a conspiracy, man. Wake up.